Welcome to the second module of Present with Impact. In this module, we will learn about planning. So here we will cover two main points, understand what are the three core types of business presentations and what are the 5 steps of planning an effective presentation. 3 types of business presentations. So problem solving is the first one. So whether you are solving a business problem, a technical machine, or a people issue, you're talking to your board members, your team, your colleagues, your manager, your vendors, anything that is relating to solving a problem or raising an issue that exists or something that's stopping you from achieving your goal more or less falls into the problem solving category. The second type of presentation that businesses use is called status update. Most of you must be aware of that. Whenever you're working on a project, you or your team may have to give regular updates to other departments or people or seniors or clients to help them understand where you are, how much you've reached, how much you've achieved. So third is the proposal. Now, a proposal is whether you're sharing an innovative idea or proposing an alternative to an existing method, machine, or process. They all come under the proposal category. So all the presentations in the realm of business more or less fall into one of the 3 categories. The 5 key components for planning an effective presentation or an extraordinary presentation, whatever your purpose be, whether it's problem solving, status update, or giving a proposal or an idea, include: number 1, audience analysis. Now, audience analysis is the stage where you understand your audience in detail and really well, because at the end of the day, if you remember, it's effective and engaging of presentations for your audience. And they are the hero of your presentation. The second is knowing your purpose, knowing the why, knowing your material, what exactly is going to go in, what will you share with them, what will you not. Key benefits for the audience. And finally, identifying the hook. Yes, you heard it correct, the hook. You have to reel in the audience into wanting to listen to what you have to say. So you have to know what is that one message that you can throw out and have everyone's attention instantly. We will talk about this in much detail in this video as well as the next one. So let's start with step 1, the audience analysis. So like I said, your audience is the hero of your presentation. And there are 2 key elements of every presentation. The audience is thinking, what's in it for me? And the presenter is thinking, what's in it for the audience, for them. So this is what the entire presentation moves around. So in order to identify what's in it for the audience, there are 7 questions which you should ask yourself before you start designing your presentation. The first one is, who are they? If you can get specific names, you will be able to identify which departments and teams and backgrounds they're from, which will help you anticipate why will a person, let's say from operations, be joining your presentation. Why will someone from finance be there in your presentation? So this gives you an idea exactly who all are there and what kind of backgrounds and what kind of queries can you be anticipating. Why are they here? That's an important question. What brings them here? What is it that they want to? What is the benefit that they'll get out of it? Why are they here to listen to you? What are they looking for? What is it that they want? Now, at this stage, I'll recommend, whenever possible, please go and talk to your potential audiences if you're aware of them, who they are, and ask them, what is it that you want in my presentation? You'll be surprised how happy people are to tell you what is it that they want from the presentation, because it gives them, one, a confidence that their needs will be addressed, and second, a confidence that you are going to be focused on the content. So this is really important. Whenever possible, go and ask them for it. If can't, then use their background and the knowledge about, what is the relevance of this presentation to them to identify what is it that they might need out of it. The fourth question is, how can you solve their problem? So once you've identified what they're looking for, the next question is, how can you solve the problem or provide them what they're looking for? For instance, for this training, the purpose was present with impact. So what are the people here looking for? To learn how to present with impact. So the entire presentation, the videos I have found, the activities and exercises I created around them are all focused on one element. How can I help the participants of the session to present with impact? What do you want them to do? Now, call for action, and we will discuss that in the coming slides, is extremely critical for your audience. Uh, the audience may listen to you. You may give a wonderful speech, a brilliant presentation, a wonderful conversation, but what is it that you want them to do at the end of listening to you? For example, if you are giving a presentation to your family about why you need to change a car, get a new car which has just been launched, well, what do you want them to do at the end of it? You want them to agree for it, or at least agree to go for a test ride, or at least agree that the existing car has lived its life and it's time to change. You want them to do something. What is the call for action? You have to be very clear. How might they resist? Now, this is a very important question and one of my favorite ones. So one of the biggest challenges presenters face, especially in business scenarios, is that when you're presenting, a lot of questions come up on the spot, which feel that either they are too early in the presentation, or they are not focusing on the content of the presentation, they're not relevant, you weren't informed about this information before. So what happens out here is that before you go and start designing a presentation, ask yourself, what are the areas and components where they might resist? Is it too expensive? Is it, what are the areas they may say? They may not have space. The people may not be ready. The other departments may not be willing to give the people for this particular training, or because the plant is working on a limited capacity because of the pandemic. Maybe people may not be interested in, the departments may not be interested in letting them go for a real, for a long-term training. So you have to ask, if I'm going to ask them to do something, what is it that they may resist you for? And then that will give you potential questions that might be coming your way. What's the best way to reach them? Now, this is very critical. Some of your audience may want to sit at a very relaxed atmosphere, have a one-to-one with you, and that's how you present. Some of them may want a more formal presentation with a PowerPoint, with data, with information. So, for example, I do deliver face-to-face presentations as well. But during this pandemic, when the face-to-face presentations weren't possible, and me and my team tried to think, how can we reach our audience in a more constructive and easy to access way? And we realized that, see, learning has to happen, and especially in this time, this is the time when people need to learn more, need to learn fast, probably more than ever in the history, to keep up with the pace of changes that are happening on a daily basis. So we knew that our audience want to learn. The question is, how do we reach them? So there are multiple formats on which we now approach them. One format is definitely the one you're a part of, a combination of self-learning module and a webinar. Along with that, I also deliver virtual trainings, and some of you might have attended my virtual trainings in the previous month. So where the entire training is delivered through web conferencing. So this is what you have to think. What are the multiple ways you can reach them, and what is it that will satisfy the need and make it comfortable for your audience to listen and pay attention to you? The next thing is, what is your why? Define your purpose. Any presentation without a purpose is bound to fail. It is going to become a drag. So you need to know why you are talking to them, and they need to know why they need to listen to you. So what do you want to achieve from this presentation? The call for action has to be very, very clear. You want to know that if I'm going to be talking to my manager about this particular problem, I want him to consider my idea, or I want him to accept that there is a problem. So, or I want my family to agree to buy the new car. I want my 5-year-old to sleep on time and eat his vegetables. Whatever it is that you are trying to achieve, you have to be extremely clear. What action you want your audience to take once you are done, once your presentation is over, you have to tell them. Don't assume that they will know. If I have lectured somebody on how important teamwork is, don't assume that he will understand, oh, you're talking to him, that he needs to improve his teamwork. There is a possibility he may think, oh yeah, it's very important, he understands, but this other guy. So you need to be very clear that I want you to particularly start improving your teamwork, collaborating with people more. So what you do is, and this is something that note this down, and when I just show you the format of planning, when I show you the format, you will understand where the B goes. So you write down your call for action and you mark it as a giant B. And when I'll give you the format where you fit in your plan, you will know exactly where the B goes. So your B is actually your call for action in the conclusion. Why are you presenting? Then comes the step 3, brainstorming. Discuss with others, be it your team, your friends, your colleagues, other people can give you a new insight about the topic. Maybe the data, you are so excited about is not as important to the audience. Maybe they already have it. Brainstorming can also help you get new ideas about the content, material, and style of presentation. So note down all the ideas that come to your mind, discuss them with your team, and then finalize on the main and the most important ideas. It's always recommended to have not more than 3 major ideas, and then they can be subdivided into multiple ideas. The fourth component is identifying the key benefits for your audience. So once you have all your ideas there, now you need to understand, and among all these ideas, what are the key benefits that your audience will be interested in? Remember, it's not about you, it's about them. So your audience is thinking, what's in it for me? WIIFM. And you have to think, what's in it for them? So write each one of what's in it for me on a separate sheet, and then further subdivide into the information that you will add into that particular idea to help people understand and receive that benefit. Step number 5 is identifying the hook. The hook literally means to hook and reel in your audience into the conversation. So what you do is you specifically, create an idea which is the central benefit for your audience. For example, for this workshop, the hook will be present with impact. I tell precisely that at the beginning of every module, right from the first one. That's what the title goes by, present with impact. So this is what the audience want to know. They want to know how to present an engaging and effective presentation. And there are various tools and techniques that are covered during this training, but the major benefit that people who will follow all the exercises will receive is to be able to present with impact. So what you do is you mark a giant A on present with impact. Now this is again when I'll give you the format for in the next coming slides, you will see the format for planning. You will know exactly where your hook goes. Your hook is the first thing you start your presentation with, like I did. Plot your plan. So you've got all the 5 components ready. Time to put the map on the page. The audience has been thinking, and they will always be thinking, what's in it for me? And that's what your focus has to be. If you've done your audience analysis correct, you will have very clear what's in it for them defined in front of you. So this is what a simple plan looks like. So you start with the hook, you reel them in, present with impact, right? Then you give them the 3 domains that you will be, 3 main benefits or points that you will be covering. And that's when at the end, the B point is your conclusion, which is your call for action. Now, why are there 3? What's in it for me? The reason for that is science says that human beings can remember things in groups of 3 better. So, if possible, divide your presentation in 3 sections. Maximum 5. I'll not recommend going beyond 3 because people usually don't remember that much information. For the interest of this, for example, for this training, in this training, I'll use 3 P's: prepare, present, plan, prepare, present. And these 3 P's are the structure of the entire module. Now, of course, within each section, you can have multiple points. That's not a challenge. The issue is that if you get multiple major sections, that becomes very difficult to remember exactly how much they need to understand before they take a decision. So let me show you a sample plot. So if you'll see, it's a very simple thing. So you have hook, present with impact, Then there is an agenda, because it's a workshop which is spread across 6 modules, so there has to be a very clearly defined agenda, otherwise people will get lost. Then you have pre-training video which you submitted, and after that comes your first what's in it for me, plan, how to plan your presentation. The second, prepare. The third, present. And after this there is another activity. This is the action they need to take. Post-training evaluation, call for action will be submit this assignment, and then there will be a review webinar to discuss, and finally conclusion, deliver effective presentations with confidence. So this is how this is designed. Now to help you get a better understanding of this, I'll give you a detailed layout of this. So you start with A, present your ideas with confidence and impact. Move on to B, plan, and the plan is then, if you can see, further divided into 5 components. Prepare is further divided into 4 components. Present is further divided into 4 components. And then your journey reaches the conclusion part of it. So this is how a map is designed, or an outline is designed. So at this point, remember that this is just the planning phase. You're not adding any content or material. You're just designing the structure or map of the presentation. So it will actually look as simple as what you see on your screen. Once this is ready, then you can create a detailed layout. Remember, only layout, no content or material. And this is how you plan your presentation. So we don't jump onto PowerPoint right in the beginning. We don't jump onto data collection and designing right in the beginning. We first decide who we are talking to, why we are talking to them, what do they want, how can I convince them, what is it I want them to convince them for. Then you go on to design your outline, and then you fill that outline with content and material. So here is one of my another favorite quotes from Benjamin Franklin. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So now we come to exercise number 4 of module number 2. So here, select a topic for your final presentation. You can select the same topic you did for your first presentation. That's absolutely your choice. You want to take a second different topic, that's also your choice. But remember that the delivery time will be 2 minutes. Submission at the end of the training, this is what you have to do. So choose a real life topic on which you need to present or talk to a real person or people. So don't pick up a topic which is not realistic, which you don't talk about in general. Pick up a topic on which you actually want to speak to someone. Now plan your presentation. So conduct the audience analysis. The 7 questions in this PowerPoint are also given in your handbook. Identify your purpose. Be very clear about your why. Why have you chosen this topic for this audience? Be very clear on the call for action. What do you want this audience to do at the end of these 2 minutes? The 3 what's in it for me for your audience. What are the 3 main components under which this presentation will cover the topic? And the designed hook. These are the things that you need to do. Prepare this, and if you go by every exercise which is there at the end of each module, by the time you will reach module number 5, you will be ready to record your second presentation. So you will be practicing alongside with each of the presentations.